Thanks for tuning in. This is a sweet Cyclists. Today we're going to be looking at the Magicshine Allty 2000 bicycle headlight. So here we have the Magicshine Allty 2000. This is a light we're really excited to see here at the Sweet Cyclists. This is a big improvement to the commuter lights that Magicshine offers, and it's one of the brightest ones they currently offer. Big thanks to actual Magicshine for providing this. In terms of the packaging, a lot of plastic here. It's a big contrast versus the light and motion ones we've been recently looking at. Also, while the colors are really bright and the design is nice, with the amount of plastic on here, it really obscures what's actually in the packaging. It kind of reminds me of Hot Wheels where you can't really see the car itself. Let's go ahead and start taking it out of the box and review some of the specs. This is a $150 light. It has an impressive 2000 lumen output. It has two Cree XM-L2 V60 LEDs integrated into it. You have daytime running lights, which is a really cool feature to see now. In terms of battery, it has two 18650 lithium ion cells in here. Each one of them has 3500 milliamps. So pretty impressive in terms of power. You can see most of the body is the battery itself. And one of the best features, it has a OLED screen here, which shows the runtime current mode operation. So overall, really nice packaging, and form factor is really unique here. They've also moved to the Garmin style quarter turn mounting option, which is really awesome to see. While every company has been usually inventing their own mounting options, it's nice to see kind of a standardization to the Garmin mount as they become more popular. Let's go ahead and open the packaging some more. So we have the user manual. Inside the box, we have more plastic. We have the light head itself. And this is really nice. Battery is removable with a little quarter turn lock here. You can just use a coin. So you mentioned daytime running lights, two LEDs, the OLED display on top, and the Garmin style mount here, which is a really nice touch. We have a handlebar mount. And this is very reminiscent of the Eagle mount from the Montier 1400, where you have this little kind of hook. I've read some reviews of other people who were saying that this kind of falls apart over time. And I can see that if you over tighten this for sure. But this one feels pretty good. You have rubber lining on the inside. You simply hook it in, and then using the Allen wrench, you kind of tighten it down. So it's not tool free to install the mount itself. Included is the Allen key. You get a standard micro USB charging cable with the port being located right here near the end. And you also get two different length straps. So you have the shorter one installed, a longer one, and an extra long one. And this will accommodate different diameter handlebars. So now let's look at the Allty 2000 weight. With the light head and the battery installed, we're at 178 grams. Adding the handlebar mount with a supplied shorter strap, we're at 194. So pretty impressive overall. It's a lightweight, all-in-one light. Now let's take a closer look at the Magicshine Allty 2000. As I said, I was really excited to review this light because it addresses a lot of the issues I've had with these kind of urban style lights. If we do a 360, we see on the front, we have these daytime running lights. And if you zoom in, you can kind of see these horizontal lines here. That really diffuses the light from the daytime running light. If I turn that on here, single click, long click hold, cycle through to our daytime running light. You can see a very kind of more diffused beam. And with those diffusers, it kind of spreads it out. On the bottom, we have two Cree LEDs. These are using the latest generation XM LED models. What's interesting here is there's two of them. On the right, you have a more standard optics, so more of a spotlight. While on the left, I'm not sure if the camera picks it up, but there's kind of a honeycomb cover on the lens. And that kind of diffuses the lights for more even, while the spa one has more of a hot beam, a hot spot on it. In terms of the side profile, you get this kind of raised bottom lip. And that's actually kind of nice. So when you mount it, So here, if I bring out my mount, it mounts easier. It has a lower profile for mounting, and then to accommodate the extra lights, the front end sticks out. So that's a really nice touch. On the side, there's really not much going on. The body itself is kind of a polymer design. Feels kind of rubbery. It's got a matte finish. On the back, we have this little quarter turn. I'll go ahead and open that up. This is similar to the Montier 1400. So simple turn, and then you can pull this thing out, which is a little bit hard to do, especially on camera. But you can see this is the battery pack. So it has two 18650 batteries in there. This can be recharged independently, which is nice. So the actual charging port is on here. You can leave the body itself on your bike. Potentially you could buy two of these for extra runtime. And then a simple quarter turn to lock it. And around back, we just have the simple locking mechanism. On the bottom, I think is the best feature, the quarter turn Garmin mount. So this gives you a lot more universal compatibility. Here's the TTA mount again from Magicshine. A lot of companies are coming out with this. K-mount and Barfly, they have a lot of these kind of Garmin style dual mounts. So on top, you can mount your Garmin. On the bottom, you have multiple options. You can put your GoPro or the light itself. So it's really nice to see this. It now means you don't need 15 different mounts. You can actually just stick with the Garmin style and use it for Magicshine as well. So both sides don't have much. The top is the best feature. You can see single click, we show the battery. And this is a really nice feature. This is one thing I really liked on the Phoenix. So if we show the Phoenix on the left here, with a single click I get a number. With the Magicshine, I get a percentage. So you can see how much better this is. Even though the Phoenix has multiple colors, you can't beat actually having a real number. You can do a single click when it's on to adjust the power setting. And there's 4 power settings per mode, except for the daytime running light, which is just on or off. You do a double press to cycle through. And this is with everything on. And then the blinking mode. And I think the coolest part about this is the daytime running lights. So this has pretty good runtime, which means you can run the daytime running lights during the day without running down your big LEDs. Now let's take a look at some of the competition. On the left, we have the Phoenix BC21R version 2. This is a light we recently reviewed as well. It's 1000 lumens, has the 18650 battery in here, and removable, replaceable, more of a flashlight style. It also has a beam cutoff, which is really nice. This is $75. If we move up to the Magicshine Allty 1000, this is a $85 light, 1000 lumen single Cree LED in here with the daytime running lights. It doesn't have the OLED screen, but it does have an illuminated button. And then kind of the predecessor to these Alltys is the Montier 1400. This is 1400 lumens, two 18650 batteries, and quite a bit heavier with an all-metal housing. And then finally we have the Magicshine Allty 2000 that we're reviewing today. And you can see with the price, this is $150, this is $100, $85 and $75. You get a lot more features for the money. While the Phoenix is a good buy at $75, the Magicshine Allty 2000 addresses kind of all the faults that I found with that light, in that it has an OLED display, has daytime running lights, and has a Garmin mount. So they've addressed a lot of the features that kind of the Montier was lacking. If we look at the Montier and this side by side, the Allty 2000 is significantly lighter because it's the plastic body, has the OLED screen again, so you actually know the runtime. One drawback to the Allty 2000, aside from the $50 increase in price, is that the batteries aren't individual cells. You have to buy the complete unit. So that is one drawback, while the Montier 1400, you could run them separately. And that sort of makes sense. It's still replaceable, but at least now you do have to go to Magicshine to buy it. Whereas the Montier 1400 and the Phoenix, you can easily replace. With the Magicshine Allty 2000, there are 17 distinct output modes. This is the most modes we've ever tested on the light, so let's take a look at Magicshine's mode illustration to review them. Note everything but the DRL only mode have 4 different power settings associated with them. The first mode is DRL only, which is great for daytime riding and have others see you. The second mode is DRL plus the left LED, which has a more diffused beam pattern. The third mode is the DRL plus the right LED, which has more of a spot beam pattern. The fourth has a DRL plus both LEDs for the most visibility. And finally, the fifth mode is DRL plus the left and right LEDs flashing. On full power, the flashing mode puts out a blinding 1800 lumens. Let's look at the beam patterns on the high settings. I want to point out that you can see that the left LED has a more uniform beam pattern and a wider spread than the right LED. Now let's take a look at each of the 17 modes on the road, along with the claimed lumen output and runtime. Comparing the light outputs on the highest setting, you can see that the left only and right only output modes have subtle differences that are difficult to tell apart when riding. At a full 2000 lumens, the Allty 2000 lights up the road, but also has a short runtime. Now let's go over the pros and cons of the Allty 2000. One of the best features of the light is the OLED display screen. It shows you the output mode, battery status, and real-time runtime countdown timer. You don't have to guess how much battery is left based on a backlight color anymore. Another pro is the 3-element design. The DRL is perfect for daytime riding and uses very little battery, while the 2 Cree LEDs light up the road. Finally, the built-in Garmin-style mount is a long-awaited feature. You don't have to pay for additional accessories to mount the light on your existing mounts, and is a step towards standardization of bike light mounting. For some of the cons, the cartridge-style battery on the Allty 2000 is a step back. The Montier 1400 had individual cells, but with this one you have to buy the full cartridge instead of the individual cells. Another thing is that with so many modes, it's really difficult to tell the output modes apart, and the 4 power settings are difficult to discern. Finally, the runtime is limited on the higher settings. You're limited to 2 hours maximum on the full power settings in any of the modes. Now let's give the Magicshine 2000 a final rating. Out of 10, I would give it a 9.2. This is a featured-packed, all-in-one light. It has a lot of features that you don't typically see with commuter headlights, such as the OLED display screen, the DRL light, as well as the integrated Garmin mount. I think it's a few tweaks away from being a perfect light. It would be nice to see better runtime and replaceable individual battery cells to make this more future-proof. But overall, a really great improvement in terms of commuter lights for a Magicshine. Thanks for watching this review. Don't forget to like and subscribe to help the channel. Follow us on Instagram at The Sweet Cyclists, and visit our website at thesweetcyclist.com for more content. This is Sweet Cyclists reminding you to enjoy the ride.